50 years ago, Seattle's LGBTQ community celebrated its first Pride Week. To mark this milestone, the Broadway Business Improvement Area painted a dozen signal boxes with the faces of local trailblazers on Capitol Hill. They include Shelley Bauman. Bauman lost her leg in a freak Bastille Day accident in 1970 and used part of her $330,000 settlement to open the Pioneer Square bar Shelley's Leg, one of the city's first openly operated gay bars. Cal Anderson was the state's first openly gay state legislator, and while in the House and Senate, he pushed to expand the state's civil rights laws to cover gays and lesbians 18 times, including employment and housing protections. Anderson died of AIDS in 1995, and more than 2,000 people attended his funeral. In 2003, Seattle named a park in the heart of Capitol Hill after him. Judge Mary Yu is the state's first openly gay, Asian, and Latina Supreme Court justice. Back in 2012, she marked her place in history when she officiated the first same-sex marriages in Washington. Martha Manning and Shelley Brothers are owners of the Wild Rose, one of the oldest lesbian bars on the West Coast and one of about 20 lesbian bars left in the country. Vicki Williams was a pillar in Seattle's Black and lesbian communities. She opened Life Enrichment Bookstore, or LEMS, in the Columbia City neighborhood in the late 90s. It quickly became a community hub in the neighborhood, and to this day is the city's longest-running Black-owned bookstore. She was also a leader in Seattle's Sister 2 organization, a group advocating for Black, lesbian, and bisexual women. Aiden Key is a local author, educator, and advocate for transgender and non-binary children and adults. As the author of Trans Children in Today's Schools, his expertise helps shape policy at organizations like Seattle Children's Gender Clinic, Seattle Public Schools, and the state's governing body of athletics. A portrait spotlighting LGBTQ Seattle City Council members, including Sally Clark, Tom Rasmussen, Cheryl Chow, Tina Padlodowski, and Sherry Harris. George Bacon passed away at his desk in 2021, surrounded by towering piles of Seattle gay news, a symbol of his life's work. Under George's tenure, the country's third oldest LGBTQIA+ publication chronicled the devastating early years of the AIDS epidemic, the struggle for marriage equality, and more recently, the fight over the rights of transgender people. Dr. Robert Wood began treating people with AIDS in 1982 and tested positive for the virus himself in 1985. He went on to lead King County's HIV/AIDS program for over 20 years. His tireless work and advocacy at the local, state, and federal levels helped destigmatize the virus among the broader public. Seattleite Brian M. Day died of AIDS-related complications in 1990 at the age of 30. But his legacy continues 3 decades later. A scholarship in his name supports minority gay men living in the Puget Sound area. Brian is also remembered as a small business owner on Capitol Hill and an influential activist. Marcia C. Botzer opened the Ingersoll Gender Center in the late 70s, a nonprofit connecting transgender and gender nonconforming people with support and resources. Her advocacy has reached beyond the Seattle area. She was a founding board member of Equal Rights Washington, served on several national commissions, and received the Virginia Prince Lifetime Achievement Award from the International Federation for Gender Education. And finally, Carol Sterling. Sterling was the first paid staff member of Seattle's Chicken Soup Brigade. Under her leadership, she expanded the services of this invaluable organization, which helped people suffering from HIV and AIDS by handling their chores and errands, delivering meals and medication, and providing support during isolation.